Алло? Алло? Да. Да, с вами BF1. Да, я играю в Stanle Parable. Я знаю, что эта игрушка уже давно выпущена. Но я хочу ее заснять так, потому что у меня на компе ничего не загружается. Как почему? Из-за вентилятора он перестал работать. И поэтому компьютер слишком сильно нагревается. А вот Stanle Parable, он графа не очень, но он прилично так загружается и не лагает. Ну вы, короче, поняли, еще сегодня мы поняли, во что поиграем. Ну, начнем игру. Вы не поверите, но я в один день записал и The Stanle Parable, и Turbo Dismount. Как вы этого ожидали? Этого ожидали? Для вас не очень факт, но я буду напоминать вам то, что Five Nights at Freddy 2 не буду выпускать. У меня забагал, и только первая ночь начинается, и все. Не знаю почему. Может, третью запишу, фановую версию. Нет, это очень сложно. Отвечаю. Только FNAF я передаю людинка. И говорю, что скоро я буду записывать с новым человеком. А вот это уже секрет, его имя и прочее, это уже секрет. Загружайся там быстрее, шо там? Долго загружаешься. Ты игра вообще меню, вот это после менюшки очень долго загружается, а там сейчас не будет так уж долго загружаться. Но уже прошел 5-й день. Игра загрузилась. Это история про человека по имени Стэнли. Стэнли работал в компании, в большом здании, был там рабочим 427. И задание рабочих 427 просто он сидел нажимал на кнопки за клавиатурой. Я не буду читать. Сами
This is what employee 47 did every day of every month of every year.
Тому именно пишут, то что какую кнопку надо нажимать. Пресс J, пресс N, пресс N. Вне текстурах. Мы живем вне текстурах. Да, мы сейчас.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Не хочу я выходить. Мне здесь хорошо. Вы сказали, я тут счастлив. Дайте мне поиграть в танки. Хочу танки. 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 Телефончик. Танки. Давай танки. Танки. Стол. Хреновые текстуры. Потолок. Дверь, которую я не буду ходить. 427. Картина. Компьютер. Танки. Танки. Вот. World of Tanks. Ладно, пойду.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Это не должно быть. Дверь не открывается, жаль. Прыгать я могу, нет. Куда идти-то?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Он говнюк. Шага. Ладно, послушаем, что он нам даст.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ну давай, стой. Я не хочу тебя выслушаться. Я пойду вправо. А если я пойду вправо?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Я
knew it
меняю
perfectly
историю.
well. Perhaps he wanted to
ну-ка,
stop by the
пойдем.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Что было, если я в красный сошел?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Fuck you.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You, parkour!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Я могу сейчас. Я вах какой. Ты никто по сравнению со мной. Я тебе не дам закончить историю, падала. Да, загрузка. Пошли.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ладно, все-таки послушаемся, не будем.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Fuck you.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Мы не ищем легких путей. Вау.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Не доехал я до конца, я
This is it,
тебе на
Stanley.
азаз.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Что? Вы действительно думаете, что мне надо войти? Ну ладно. Ё-моё. Ты кто ты?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another,
Телефон зло.
then pick up the phone.
Зло. Телефон зло. Выключить. Выключить.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Да.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Сжечь.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't
Yes.
believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley.
Азаза.
You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the
Возможно.
most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you
Такое
not
может быть.
grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on
Да.
my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real
Говнюк!
world. Please observe this helpful instructional
Ну,
video.
послушай видеоинструкцию.
Choice. It's
Жопа.
the best part of being a real person.
Это очень
But if
хороший
used
пример.
incorrectly, it can also be the most dangerous. For example, in
No.
this scenario, a
Это
hypothetical
вы
real
такой
person named
идиот.
Stephen
Это вы
has a
такой
choice.
идиот.
He could spend
Вы поймите,
years
это
helping
вы
improve
такой
the
вот
quality of
идиот.
life for
Вы даете
citizens of
курить
impoverished
каким-то
third world
аборигенам.
nations.
Вы
Or he
идиот.
could
Это
systematically set
надолго.
fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
А потом
Which
его
choice
запаляете
would you
бензином,
make?
поджигать.
Remember
Что?
that unlike here,
Вопрос.
the real world
Вы
makes
плохой
sense, and
работник?
at no
Нет,
time
вы
should you
хороший
make a
работник,
choice
потому
that
что
does not
всегда
conform to
читайте
rational logic.
инструкции.
If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make
Мы
sense,
выяснили, что
in
2
all
плюс 2,
likelihood, that
2
person is
плюс
not
4,
real.
это будет
Allow
рыба.
the person to finish their
Нельзя
thought,
разговаривать с
then provide an
начальником, а то
excuse
он
why you cannot
какой-то
continue
пидобир еще
talking.
окажется,
Turn
что
to a
он
partner and practice saying, "My goodness,
Ну,
is
как
it
из Fox
4:30?
с Бонни.
I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
С Новым годом, кстати. Практик. Это видео не будет, конечно, в Новом году, но ну и пофиг. Практик. Пошли вы. В практик.
Excellent.
Отлично.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a
Правда?
healthy decision-making process.
А я не знаю.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant,
Это я, да.
and the feeling
Я,
should subside.
я...
At this
Космос
time,
это я.
your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the
А если
material
your
covered in
guide?
this video.
Ah,
What
welcome
the
back.
fuck?
You may have
Тут не
noticed
было
that
вот
this room has
этого
begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative
Я сломал игру.
contradiction. But not to worry. Now
Откуда
that you're
реально?
properly informed on
Что
good
это?
decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you
Что
made just
это?
a few minutes ago and see what the
Можно
correct thing
как-то
to do
воткнуть?
would have been. This way, please.
Ладно. Вроде ничего не изменилось, только там какая-то странная комната. А так ничего. Ахаха, за-за.
Now that we know your choices are
Я
meaningful,
хочу
we can't
разбить.
have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as
No,
soon as
ты ещё
possible
думаешь.
before the narrative contradiction
Я
gets any
хочу
worse.
умереть.
Unfortunately,
прыгнуть,
it
я
seems this
прыгну.
place is not well equipped
Я
to
тогда
deal with
запаркурил.
reality.
Там можно... Ух. Там же можно запаркурить. Как я раньше таким шансом не воспользовалась. Там же запаркурить можно. А куда дальше? И туда хочу. Я куда угодно. Допустим, пойдем. Так, комната отдыха.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Не хочу я в реальной жизни, мне виртуально как-то нормально.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
you.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Так, дверь слева. Не, это не так, дверь слева. А я вошел в дверь слева, она не открыта. Пойду в дверь справа.
No! Why did you do that?
What the
Quickly,
fuck?
hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Круть. Уже слишком поздно, брат, все. Кранты твоей игры. Я все зафаганил. Все, кранты.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
Я по ним хожу,
Is it
это
better
не
to shut the
физично.
game down entirely?
где
To
мои
willingly
ноги?
destroy all of my work?
Крутой плакат.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
Если бы я знал английский, я бы это все
No, I
хорошо
have to.
перевел.
I have to shut the game
Это
down.
что,
I have to.
мейтинг, Монday.
I have to.
Я типа распечатал. Ёп! Что за фигня? Отступ. Я не считал только что. Что там было? Ёшки.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so
А
clever.
чё тут?
Now look
Я
where we
хочу
are.
сюда.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
На улице мороз.
You just had to see?
Мороз.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought
Молодец,
hadn't even occurred to
красавчик.
you, had
Похлопаем
it?
этому
That there's a
педагогу.
world outside of you. You're a child. Oh,
Что?
my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ну давай послушаем, что ли, его. Ну что мы? Как мы то? Что правильно это там все будет?
Yet there was not a single
Ну ты
person here
исправился,
either.
брат.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Молодцы, конечно. Круто. Все сделали. Правильно, если бы я... А что тут? Какой-то документ. Только что это погасло. Ну ладно. Не будем на такие мелочи замечать.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Наверное, тут надо было еще вниз идти, и там меня загородить. Зеленая комната.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the
Я вашу
unknown.
игру шатал.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Лох. Лох 5. Чё, нет? Чё, неправильно? Ладно. Night Sharks 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He
Я
spoke
сказал.
it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Панда. Зачем панду убиваем? Ну зачем панду?
I'm
Причем
sorry, is
тут
there a
панду?
problem?
Панду
You
опустить.
didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise,
Fuck
we
you.
can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Fuck you.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
А я знаю. What the
Stanley
fuck?
came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Это я? Вы серьезно?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Конец.
I need you to walk through the door.
Ну и на этом мы будем с вами заканчивать. То есть конец. С вами был Big P1 и Стэнли.
Is everything all right?
Всем спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте лайки, комментарии пишите хорошие. Хорошие. Поняли, хорошие. Ну и всем спасибо. Всем пока. Fuck. Я вам еще скажу. Fuck you.